Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the signing ceremony of the Memorandum of Understanding for Enhanced Cross-Border Cooperation on Transport Infrastructure. I will first introduce the distinguished representatives with us this evening and then invite them to take the floor. Apostolos Tsikostas, Commissioner for Sustainable Transport and Tourism. Mr. Karadzhov, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Transport and Communications of Bulgaria. Mr. Kyranakis, alternate Minister of Infrastructure and Transport of Greece, and Mr. Shavoiu, Secretary of State of Transport and Infrastructure of Romania. We also have with us Mr. De Groot, Vice President of European Investment Bank, and Mr. Mauro, European Corridor Coordinator. With that, I am now pleased to give the floor to Commissioner Tsikostas.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Today's signing of this very important Memorandum of Understanding is far more than a formal act. It's a landmark moment. Bulgaria, Romania, Greece are making a clear collective choice to deepen their cooperation and to strengthen these transport links that build our three countries and with them the European Union. And together we are sending today a very powerful message. The Black Sea Aegean Sea region is no longer Europe's periphery. This is where two of Europe's great corridors meet. The Baltic Sea, Black Sea Aegean Sea corridor of the TEN-T and the Rhine-Danube corridor. These intersections gives Greece, Bulgaria and Romania a unique responsibility. You are the gatekeepers of strategic economic arteries, of vital supply chains, and of our Union's military mobility routes. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's MOU does something that Europe needs now more than ever. It turns shared geography into shared strategy. It ensures alignment of budgets and of timelines. It moves projects from plans to paper, to real works on the ground. Works built in steel, works built in concrete, works built in rail. Now these steps come at a moment of heightened geopolitical tension. The security needs of our Union are rising, and our ability to move forces, to move goods, energy across our territory is now central to our resilience. So this link from Thessaloniki to Alexandroupoli and to Bucharest through Bulgaria and onward to Moldova and Ukraine will become one of Europe's most important strategic and secure arteries. The new Giurgiu-Rus bridge is another example. It is not just infrastructure. It is a crucial asset for the EU and NATO mobility. And of course, upgrading the Thessaloniki Promachonas Koulata cross-border line is also an essential investment in Europe's operational readiness. Yet security alone is not the whole story. These projects are also engines of competitiveness. Completing Fast Danube 2 will guarantee a year-round navigability on the Danube, the most significant competitiveness boost for Romania and Bulgaria in a decade. And the Thessaloniki, Sofia, Craiova, Bucharest rail axis will become indeed a high-performance economic spine connecting our ports, industries and markets once fully modernized and electrified. Ladies and gentlemen, with this MOU, The three countries enter the next EU budgetary period, not with abstract aspirations, but with concrete, jointly defined cross-border projects. Today, we place the political cornerstone, and tomorrow we begin building. By the end of 2026, a joint plan will map the central, eastern and western axes, define priorities and detail financing with the support of a great man, our TEN-T Trans-European Transport Network Coordinator, Mr. Mauro, being with us today, and the full engagement of the European Commission, with expertise from DG Move and CINEA. EIB has also an important role to play, and I want to thank you for being here today, in providing expertise and helping in financing. So I'm very happy to have the two vice presidents here today with us, Mr. De Kroot and Mr. Tsakiris. And this MOU is politically binding. 3 governments, 1 strategy, and a clear commitment to deliver. Together, Bulgaria, Romania, and Greece, with the European Union at your side, we are building Europe's most strategic transport link for Southeast Europe. A true first line of defense for our security, our internal market, our free economies, and above all, for our citizens. Thank you for being here today.
Deputy Prime Minister Karadziov will now take the floor, please.
Thank you. Dear Commissioner Tzitzikostas, dear Minister Kyriakis, dear Mr. Savoyo, dear Mr. Mauro, and Your Excellencies, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Today's ceremony is more than just a signing of a document. It is a turning point for our region, but also for all Europe. For decades, the idea of a truly connected north to south axis remained only a map on paper, a corridor imagined and not delivered, a promise of economic integration, resilience and mobility, but without the physical infrastructure to sustain it. Today, we begin to change that. The memorandum we sign is not a symbolic gesture. It is a commitment to reshape the strategic geography of our region, to open new arteries for trade, to relieve the bottlenecks at our borders, and to give Europe the redundancy and resilience it urgently needs. Our government has today approved by its decision the text of this memorandum. Therefore, Mr. Tzitzikostas, we are politically bound to this memorandum and we will fulfill what is written there. The Danube, it lies at the heart of this transformation because it is also a Europe's backbone, a living infrastructure linking our peoples, our markets, and our ambitions. It is a river. It is also a boundary, but it should not be a barrier. As Commissioner Tzitzikostas rightly stated, you cannot defend a continent if you cannot move across it. It is exactly the spirit of this memorandum today. Our ambitions must become capacity. And capacity requires bridges, new Danube bridges, and not in singular, in plural. They are essential for Europe's future, not just for our 3 countries. because this is not a bilateral project, but they are European infrastructure that will first strengthen the single market, that will enable our military mobility, that will unlock the investment throughout the continent, and to ensure that the North-South axis becomes a functioning reality and not just another policy slogan. Europe needs alternatives, redundancy, it needs resilience. And this is what today's step is all about. This is what we unlock today. Our cooperation with Greece and Romania is not driven by ceremony, it is driven by necessity, by opportunity and by a shared strategic vision. A vision in which our three countries form a new European gateway, connecting the Aegean to the Black Sea, the Balkans to Central Europe, and the industries of the future to global markets. The challenges ahead are significant, but the greater risk would be to continue as it used to be, like before, to leave the region underconnected and Europe underprepared. Today, we show that Southeastern Europe is not the periphery. It is the next frontier of Europe's competitiveness. So let us turn this momentum into construction sites, into bridges that carry not just vehicles and freight, but also friendship between us, trust, cooperation, and shared prosperity. Thank you.
Minister Kyriakis, please.
I would like to begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to the European Commissioner for Sustainable Transport and Tourism, Mr. Apostolos Tzitzikostas, for his leadership and commitment to this great day. This memorandum is being signed only a few months into his mandate, and under his guidance and following the decisive ministerial meeting of June 4 in 2025 in Luxembourg, we stand today at a milestone moment for our region. Many thanks also to Mr. Mario Mauro, a great European, I may say, European coordinator for the Baltic Black Sea Aegean corridor, for his active engagement and coordination. His recent visit in our country, Greece, allowed us to present our national strategy and plan projects, reinforcing our confidence in Greece's capacity to contribute decisively to this cross-border connection. I also wish to acknowledge the working groups of all the three countries, of all our three governments, Greece, Bulgaria and Romania, for their consistent preparation and cooperation these past months. Without their help and commitment, we wouldn't achieve today's signature. The memorandum we signed today, as all the colleagues highlighted, is not just a procedural formality, but a strategic commitment. It strengthens connectivity between Greece, Bulgaria and Romania through a north-south axis vital for economic exchanges, strategic security, freight flows and the cohesion of the European internal market. This corridor reconnects Athens, Thessaloniki, Sofia, Ruse, Craiova, Bucharest, but also cities that are combined with ports like Alexandroupolis, Burgas, Varna, Constanza, cities at crossroads that for centuries shaped trade and strategic movement between the Aegean, the Balkans and Central Europe. From the Aegean ports of Athens and Thessaloniki, once gateways of commerce and ideas, to the Danubian hubs of Rus and Bucharest, long-standing centers of trade were restoring an historic access that carried armies, merchants, cultures and innovation. Today, under Commissioner Tzitzikostas' leadership and with our coordinated effort, we rebuild this strategic route with modern European standards, not just as a monument to the past, but as an infrastructure for Europe's next decades. This agreement expresses our shared commitment to accelerate projects that will transform the corridor into a reliable, fast, safe and sustainable infrastructure. It also sends a clear political message in favour of extending the trans-European network to Moldova and Ukraine, ensuring uninterrupted transport links at a time of geopolitical volatility, while reinforcing Europe's resilience and solidarity. The strategic significance of this work is concrete. In the event of a military need, military equipment that once needed weeks to cross our borders will soon move in just a few hours. This is what real military mobility means. Countries that can defend themselves, support allies quickly, and ensure that Europe's borders are not just theoretical lines, but protected frontiers. It is also a promise to our citizens. Passengers in our three nations will finally experience cross-border rail services comparable to those of their fellow Europeans in Central Europe. Greece has already launched a comprehensive railway modernization program, prioritizing connectivity with Bulgaria, namely Sofia, and integration into the TEN-T network. With national resources and European funding, including Cohesion Fund and CEF funds, we are advancing projects exceeding 1.3 billion by 2030. To complete the Greek sections of the BBA corridor, 2.6 billion in addition funding is required, alongside 700 million for complementary infrastructure. These figures demonstrate the scale of what lies ahead as we approach the next MFF, the next multi-annual financial framework. The Commission's proposal to double transport funding under CEF3 and increase the military mobility 10 times, increase the mobility budget is a strong signal of trust. With political will, timely implementation and our close cooperation, we can deliver a modern corridor that strengthens Europe's resilience, supports social well-being and ensures balanced growth across the European Union. Thank you.
Secretary of State Savoy will now take the floor, please.
Thank you very much. Distinguished Commissioner Tsitsikostas, distinguished Minister Grozdan Karadzhov and Konstantinos Kyrianakis, dear Vice President De Groot and Mr. Mario Mauro, dear colleagues, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Romania, together with the Republic of Bulgaria and the Hellenic Republic, will sign today a Memorandum of Understanding on enhanced cross-border cooperation in the framework of the Black Sea-Aegean Sea Corridor platform. It's a decisive step for a future European connectivity. This initiative is part of the new European framework for the Trans-European Transport Network and aims at developing modern, sustainable and interoperable infrastructure, while also strengthening regional resilience, which is vital in addressing new security challenges. The Black Sea-Aegean Corridor platform will cover the main multimodal axis between Greece, Bulgaria and Romania, with direct connections to Republic of Moldova and Ukraine. Through this memorandum, the three member states commit to accelerating and prioritizing investments in a critical cross-border infrastructure, simplifying procedures and harmonizing technical standards. The Commission, through the statement of Commissioner Tsitsikostas, confirms its commitment to support and achieving our objectives. The memorandum represents a step forward towards a smart, sustainable and inclusive growth within the EU, and Romania reaffirms its commitment for working closely with its partners on the development of major projects and for turning this initiative into an example of European solidarity. We wish to thank the European Commission and Mr. Apostolos Tsitsikostas, Commissioner for Transport, for their constant support and clear vision. We are confident that within the future multi-annual financial framework, we will continue to benefit for supporting the European Commission for the implementation of ambitious action plan, which confirms an integral part of the Memorandum of Understanding we will sign today. Cross-border coordination and intensified cooperation within the European Union are essential for economic development of the member states and holds a particular importance for Romania, as a country situated on the eastern border. We extend an important contribution to be made through the future work programme of the European Coordinator for a Baltic Sea, Black Sea, Aegean Sea Corridor, and we rely on the Commission to ensure that it will accelerate cohesion among the Member States. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Before the signing, I will invite the Vice President of the European Investment Bank, Mr. Groth, for his remarks.
Commissioner, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister, Secretary of State, and dear Mr. Mauro, as the TEN-T coordinator, we are honoured to have been invited as European Investment Bank to this very special occasion. I know it comes at a price, but that is exactly what we are there for as the lending arm of the member states of the European Union, and also to show our commitment to this really very important cross-border cooperation and our shared ambition. It has been expressed by all of you for a more connected, resilient and secure Europe. Now, from the perspective of the bank, what is really important for us are three things. First of all, the way the three member states, and I was honoured to be able to visit all three of them in the past couple of months, to have this very coordinated planning and investment MOU on the workings of everything that has to be executed to get all of this going. And we are very happy that our advisory services are able to work in the working groups to get all the planning and investment on track. Secondly, I think this is a hugely important corridor when it comes to military mobility. We need this axis from north to south on the eastern side of the European Union for all the reasons we collectively know, and this is one of the crucial elements in the map we really have to invest in the next couple of years. And we're also very happy that this is one of the major elements in the TEN-T network we're still working on. So from the perspective of the European Investment Bank, and I conclude with that, the possibility we have today through the memorandum to synchronize standards and interoperability is exactly what we need in Europe. Secondly, we need adequate digitalization along the track, also in a cyber-secure way for obvious reasons. And thirdly, we need efficient border crossings where people, freight, and certainly the military does not look time. And we are extremely happy that we can start working on these projects and participate in making them possible. Thank you very much.
So thank you to all speakers, and we will now proceed with the signing.
can keep this as a memory.
Do they know what's happening now? Okay. And you can now stand and hold the books for a photograph. So if each of you takes the signing book. And I would also now invite Vice President De Groot and European Coordinator Mauro to join the signatories for an extended family photo, please.
Here.
And we will now have another signing, which is the board, which is slightly behind you, so you can proceed to that as well and have the photographs taken at the same time. I'm not sure whether
Please.
You also sign, or?
I can only sign those.
Thank you very much, everybody. This concludes our signing ceremony, and I wish everybody a wonderful evening. Thank you very much.
No, let's get them ready. Congratulations.